Thank you very much for joining me for Amazon Sellers News on this beautiful Thursday, September 5th, 2019. And I've got several stories for you today. First, intellectual property complaints against sellers where Amazon is sending you emails and then following up with phone calls to Amazon sellers all over the United States. Copyright complaint. It's another form of intellectual property. It's another form of a rights owner complaint. Copyright intellectual property complaints against sellers, verbiage and images. We're going to talk about that today. Also, condition guidelines. We've seen a dramatic increase in the number of listing suspensions and account suspensions where Amazon is accusing you of violating condition guidelines. And last but not least, the new terms of service imposed by Amazon on you on August 16th, where Amazon got all sorts of news that they were going to give you 30 days notice before suspensions. What was not reported are the three humongous loopholes that Amazon has reserved for itself where it's going to avoid giving you 30 days notice. So that's the outline of today's breaking news. Let me get to the first breaking news story of the day. First, intellectual property complaints against sellers where Amazon is actually sending you an email, letting you know that they were going to call you, and then following through with that call. The pre-phone call email says, Amazon previously alerted you to whatever the problem is, whether it's a copyright complaint, a trademark complaint, and in that email, it tells you that Amazon is going to place a call to you. Amazon will then actually make a phone call to the number that they have on file for when you created your account or whenever you made any changes. And if you do not answer that call, if you are unavailable, if it goes to voicemail, you're then going to receive an email from Amazon that we attempted to reach you, blah, blah, blah. So if at all possible, make sure you take that call. Make sure during that call you are prepared to let Amazon staff know what steps you've taken to resolve that intellectual property right complaint. What steps you've taken to resolve that rights owner complaint. If you've hired us, let Amazon staff know when you hired us. Let Amazon staff know that you've emailed the complainant according to that email that you received when the initial complaint was filed against you. Let Amazon know that you've had a lawyer do an evaluation and there was no IP violation, or if there was, you are doing your best to negotiate a resolution. But be prepared for that email letting you know there'll be a phone call. Be prepared for the phone call, and most importantly, take that phone call. Second news story of the day, copyright complaints against Amazon sellers. Now, copyright is one of the four huge categories of intellectual property issues that Amazon sellers face. There's patent, copyright, trademark, and trade dress. Patent is a license from the government, either utility or design. Copyright has to do with images and verbiage. Trademark is using somebody else's mark or not delivering the same product that the manufacturer delivers. And trade dress is the entire look, feel, packaging, color, everything about that product fits into trade dress. It's sort of a catch-all provision. When it comes to copyright issues, you need to know that if you are taking somebody else's images from their internet and you're cutting and pasting or scraping or doing anything else and taking that image and creating a detail page, you are 100% violating copyright. Same thing when it comes to verbiage. You cannot cut and paste somebody else's verbiage. Now the tricky part comes where if you're getting on a listing that has already been created by another seller, and that person or company scraped the images. In some states in the United States, you're violating their rights, and others you're not. So it's a little bit hazier, and Amazon is certainly more receptive if you're not the one that created the listing. But the breaking news that these complaints are going up in frequency, and they're resulting in more listing suspensions and more account suspensions than they previously have. Third breaking news story, it has to do with bundling and unbundling and repackaging, okay? If you are repackaging products, if you're unbundling and selling products by the unit, or if you're packaging products together and engaging in bundling, there's still a lot of money to be made, but you have to be aware that these are also resulting in condition guideline suspensions, both listings and account suspension. So you need to be aware of it so you can make good business decisions. If this is not a very profitable part of your business, you might want to stop doing it. If it is a significant portion of your business, you may want to be pretty careful about which brand's products you are either bundling, unbundling, or repackaging. Okay, fourth breaking news story of the day has to do with Amazon's promise that they were going to give sellers 30 days notice under the new terms of service before they suspend you. What Amazon failed to let you know is that in the new terms of service, the contract that binds you to Amazon, the Business Solutions Agreement, actually says we will give you 30 days notice except three gigantic loopholes. The first one is that Amazon thinks that you are in material breach of the agreement, no 30 days notice. If Amazon thinks you've engaged in deception or fraudulent conduct or any illegal activity, no 30 days notice. If Amazon believes that your use of Amazon.com or any of their platforms puts them at risk of harm or any consumers at risk of harm, no 30 days notice. Now, we are picking apart the entire new terms of service, the entire new Business Solutions Agreement, and putting videos and written content out there so every seller around the world can know exactly what the contract says, and also give you the ability to use the contract to your advantage in drafting plans of action and drafting Amazon appeals. Because if you're paying someone to write a plan of action for you and they do not know the new contract, if they cannot interpret the new contract, there is no way you should be paying them to write a plan of action, an Amazon appeal, an escalation letter, a letter to Amazon's legal department, or anything at all. You have to know the new contract and you have to be able to interpret the new contract in order to help sellers get their accounts back and their listings back. Okay, if you have learned anything today from this Amazon Sellers News, please like this video, please share this video. And if you have any questions that you want answered, if you're seeing something on the front lines as an Amazon seller, please email me and we will address it as quickly as possible. And please join me again tomorrow for another episode of Amazon Sellers News. David, I want to talk about the third paragraph in the new Business Solutions Agreement, which many Amazon sellers